And see, I always say that people should never support local music. Ever. Yeah, it's unpopular to say, but I stand on what I just said. People should never support local music just because it's local. People should support music that's good. If it happens to be local, cool. But they should just support it because it's good. And independent artists, you should stop trying to guilt trip people into supporting you just because you're local, because it's not their fault that you're stuck being a local artist. That's on you. Today in 2025, with the internet and all the tools at your disposal, it's completely your fault if you're stuck as a local artist, not theirs. So don't be guilt tripping people into it, okay? You can go beyond being a local artist, and it's pretty simple, honestly. You just have to.
Because my revolutionary faculties got me switching up the game and changing minds. Get them out the system, I'll be saving lives.
What's up, y'all? Harkos here with the Music Making Sense podcast, where it's all about music marketing, branding, and how to have success, real success, as an independent artist. And I always see independent artists post the craziest stuff on their social media. And I think the most crazy thing that I always see them post, not the out now, stream now, buy now stuff. For those of y'all who are repeat offenders tuning in here to the Music Making Sense podcast, you know I can't stand that. But I think the biggest thing I can't stand is when independent artists say support local music, support local artists, stuff like that on their social media. It is a garbage tactic. You're just trying to guilt trip people into supporting you because you don't know how to grow beyond being local. See, people shouldn't support local music just because it's local. They should support it because it's good. And there's trash music everywhere, whether it's local or whether it's mainstream. It doesn't matter where it's at. There's good music and there's trash music. What separates good music from trash music is how it's marketed, how it's promoted, how it's pushed, whatever you want to say, right? It's how it's got its reach to get out there, to get to the fans who are going to like it the most. So in 2025, I wanted to dive into this being the first episode of 2025. I wanted this to dive in to how to grow a real fan base in 2025. And I'll give you a hint right now. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed since 2024. Nothing's changed since 2023. Hell, nothing has changed since 2020. The technology may have changed. Some of these platforms are different. But since the internet has came around, especially with social media, it has always been about the one thing that matters most. Do you create great music? And do you connect genuinely with your fans? That's all it's ever been about. Even on the local circuit, especially before the internet, that's what it was always about. See, you didn't grow as a local artist and start getting record deals or start making some decent money off your music and grow and start doing tours and stuff like that before the internet just because you made good music. No, you had to connect with your fans on a real level. And then you had to do a lot of networking to get your music out in front of the right people. A lot of times it was industry execs and stuff like that. But nowadays with the internet, see, you don't have to worry about trying to shop your demo to an industry exec of any kind, an A&R or anything like that. See, you have the internet now. And especially in 2025, the internet is more accessible to more people in more genuinely connecting ways as well too. You know, we have all these different platforms that have video component. You can go live anywhere on the planet and talk to anyone on the planet when they hop in your live stream and start chatting with you. You can bring people on. You can be in America and you can bring somebody on your live stream who's in Australia. Stuff like that. Like, you can actually have genuine conversations with your fans in many different ways thanks to technology. And there's a lot of artists that are out here saying, oh, well, you know, all this technology, these social media companies, all this stuff, it's started to hinder the game more. It makes it more difficult for the independent artist. No, it doesn't. You have way more tools available at your disposal for you to use to grow yourself than you ever have. ever. And I hear people talk about AI all the time. Oh, AI is going to destroy music. No, it's not. As of right now, the beginning of 2025, yeah, there's platforms out there where you can create 100% AI music from the instrumental portion to the vocals and everything like that. But that's not going to destroy music because it's missing the key component that I just talked about, a genuine connection. So until AI develops the ability to have a genuine personality and connect with people on an emotional level, which it's probably going to be very long before that happens, it's not going to take over independent music. Because, see, the music that you connect with the most as an individual, yourself listening to this, when you listen to music, the stuff you connect with the most is the stuff that you can relate to the most. Have you been there? Have you done that? Do you have those same interests or passions as what that artist is talking about in their music? And as an independent artist, you should be putting that out as well too in your music. You should be saying the things that are on your chest the most in your music. So you have to create great music to grow. And AI is not going to change that. It's only going to help you in your marketing and promotion aspect. Okay? And I've been messing with AI for quite a bit. I use AI to help write better descriptions for music videos, for social content, stuff like that, so it triggers the algorithm better and helps better with search and everything like that. It's a great tool to use for stuff like that. And you can even use it for album covers as well too. But again, it's not you on camera talking to people like what I'm doing right here to you. Now, if you're listening to this episode on an audio platform, you get what I'm trying to say, right? But most of y'all listen on the YouTube, right? So you see me in video. But it's missing that actual human element where, whenever I go live, for instance, right here on Music Making Sense Podcast YouTube channel, every single Wednesday night at 10 Eastern, doing the live music and marketing review, I'm interacting live with people in the chat. An AI cannot do that yet. Only an actual individual, human person can do that right now. And see, that's where AI is, at the time I'm recording this, is not going to be able to compete with you. So when I hear people say, oh, AI is going to destroy music, I'm like, no, look, that's like saying that digital music destroyed the music industry. No, it didn't. See, I was talking to an independent artist about this actually last night, and he's like, oh yeah, I heard some older, people online or whatever, older musicians talk about how, yeah, if we could go back to the days of CDs and stuff like that, that's when the music industry was actually working for independent artists. Well, I completely disagree for multiple reasons. For one, with social media and these digital streaming platforms, you have the ability to reach billions of people, not just whoever's in your local area or whoever you can go to physically and shop that CD to. And even if you got a deal where you can get distribution nationwide in record stores and stuff like that, it doesn't matter. And he was like, yeah, but they were saying like, oh, the record stores are dead now. It's like, yeah, but so is TV repairman. When your TV breaks, you don't have some guy come out and fix it. You get a new one, right? Or maybe, you send it in for a warranty replacement or something like that, right? You don't actually have a dude come out to your house anymore. And I even joked with him too. I'm like, look, if your horse throws a shoe, you're not late for work and you got to get the blacksmith out to reshoe your horse in the morning, do you? No. Technology evolves and our society evolves with it. So just like how we got cars now and even, self-driving electric cars, right? If you're into that. Compared to when we used to have to just walk everywhere or horses, well, we don't have that no more. And that's the same thing with how CDs, I got them all over my wall for those of y'all watching, right? You can see it. It's a dead era. I haven't bought an actual physical CD since like 2009-ish, somewhere in there. That's when I started, downloading everything. Yeah, it was illegal, but yeah, I'm admitting to it, right? That's when I started downloading everything, and then streaming came along, and I started streaming everything. I stopped downloading stuff. Now that streaming is available, I haven't illegally downloaded a video or a movie or anything like that in over a decade because streaming is available. I don't need to. And yeah, the pay is different for independent artists now, but with technology comes new ways. Because before the internet, you couldn't have a $5 a month insider program where you go live on once a week, and people can tune in and join and talk to you on the live stream from wherever they're at in the world for $5 a month. And you can do it on your phone once a week. You can do it on a computer, and they can be on their phone talking to you. You can bring them on live and talk to them, face to face per se, like through video and stuff like that. And you can hear their voice and talk to them and see their face. You couldn't do that before the internet, but now you can. So yeah, you can't sell a CD for $20 anymore. Streaming pays fractions of a penny, or if you go through some of the trash platforms. I always recommend to independent artists that you always go through, you promote your links for Spotify. No, sorry, you don't promote your links for Spotify. You promote your links for Apple Music and YouTube Music, or even Amazon or something like that, but mainly Apple and YouTube Music, because they pay 1 penny per stream, and they have 100% paid subscribers. They have no free accounts, so the likelihood of bot accounts, bot farms and everything like that is like zero almost, right? There's obviously no perfect answer, but there's always that. And then so, you can actually have $5 or $10 a month little insider programs that you run with your people, okay? And $5 a month, you're like, oh, that's only $5 a month. Yeah, but $5 a month and you got 10 people in there, that's $50 a month that you never had before. You get 100 people in there, that's $500 a month. And maybe not all of them come on at once, during the live stream or whatever. Maybe you don't always bring people on or something. Maybe you have a raffle. You sell some merch and have raffle tickets or something like that for people to be able to get on to your live stream or something like that, and have the ability to be on the live with you and have a conversation, in live time with you, not through chat. You can do stuff like that. You can even have it be $10 per month, and then they get access to all your music, 2 months before it ever hits the streaming platforms. They get free digital downloads of it for $10 a month or whatever, $5 a month, whatever the situation is. You get 100 people like that, that's $500 a month. You're selling it for $10 a month. You got 100 people, that's $1,000 a month. See, wait, hold on. 100 people times 10. Yeah, that's $1,000 a month. Sorry, I had to double check my math there for a second. But the opportunities are endless now. It's all up to your creativity. So again, the technology has changed, but the fundamentals on how to grow a real fan base has not changed. It doesn't matter what year it is. And now it's 2025 when I'm recording this, right? When you're watching this, your business, as I always say. But the main thing that you need to do is in order to grow a real fan base, is create great music. That's number one, obviously. Step 2 is to create entertaining and engaging video content. It has to be video with your face. If you want to have some kind of anonymity and you want to wear a mask, okay, fine. But you need to be on live video where people can see you moving and stuff like that. You need to be having a mixture of music-based content and interest or lifestyle-based content, right? And then you have to have, step 3 is, which is actually the first step you should do before you do any of that stuff, you have to have a music business system in place. That way you can grow a real fan base and have insider programs and have real connections and communications with your fan without any directions, okay? And it all comes down to a real connection. That's the only thing that matters. And I hear artists say this to me sometimes. Usually it's just through a chat on, they'll see one of my clips or something like that from one of these episodes, and they'll make a comment underneath. Oh, well, I'm not trying to have friends. I'm not trying to make friends out here. This is music business, man. I'm trying to just make music and make money. Okay, well, that means that you are only in it to make the money. You don't care at all about the people that are actually taking their time out to support you. And that's why you don't get support. See, people like that will also say things like, oh, the system's rigged, but they'll be constantly trying to rig it by having all different kinds of scam-like tactics. And see, that's the difference between a musical artist and a scam artist. And see, this is where it comes down to, how do you grow a real fan base in 2025? You don't be a scam artist. Don't do any of the scam tactics that you might not know are scam tactics. I'll break it down here in a second. But you just be a musical artist and be a real and genuine person to do whatever your personality type is. If you're a complete, I can't figure out what word to say because I'm trying not to cuss on these. I cuss a lot, for those of y'all who don't know. If you tune into the Wednesday night live stream on Music Makes Sense podcast YouTube, you'll hear me cuss like a sailor. But in order for me to run ads and get promotions on these YouTube videos, to be able to get out to more independent artists and help independent artists, I gotta not cuss. So, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, even if you are just like, you're not a really likable person, people will still like that, because there's some people who are not likable people either, and they can relate. Okay, that's the best way I could say it without cussing. Okay, so what's the difference? Okay, Harkos, yeah, you just said don't be a scam artist, don't do these scam tactics, even if I don't know what they are. Well, how do I not know what they are? Okay, so here's the basic things, right? So musical artists are people who build a real connection with their fans, people who value their fans supporting them. And most importantly, they make music for people like them. See, a musical artist will make music for the joy of making music, because they have something inside of them that they got to get out. Whether it's a social cause that they're really into, whether it's a political thing, whether it's an interest or a hobby, whether it's like mental health stuff, they have anxiety issues, they got personality disorders or something like that, they got depression, right? I mean, the depression makes some great music. I mean, just think about, especially if you guys listen to rock, right? And I mean, hip hop has a lot of great depression style music as well too, right? But I can think off the top of my head, rock, Chris Cornell, who was the lead singer of Soundgarden, Audioslave, and he was even part of Temple the Dog, right? He had massive depression. He ended up committing suicide. It's very highly debated and stuff like that, but he ended up taking himself out and stuff like that a few years back. But all his music was really, really dark and deep. Same thing with Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. There's a lot of people like that, right? And there's been a lot of people like that too in hip hop. A lot of them, who are those people? Juice WRLD and people like that as well too. It's all over the place, and it depends on how you do it. Because I personally like to listen to Young Jeezy, and he's got hard time struggle music, but he puts a different twist on it. And see, all music will connect with people on a different level. So some people will, maybe this is you, will express their frustration with the bad place that they're in life with like a depressive kind of tone, talking about, man, this world's set up against me. I'm not trying to figure out how to get it. I feel like everything's getting me down, right? Type of thing. And then you have some people saying, yeah, this world's against me, but I'm gonna beat it down regardless. I'm gonna win regardless, right? And so either way, you're gonna connect with different people if that's one of your things. Maybe you have an interest that you really, really are into. Maybe, like I said, I gotta censor myself on here in order to monetize, or not to monetize, but in order to run ads. But maybe you like inhaling plants, and that's like a whole lifestyle for you, because it's a whole lifestyle for a lot of people. They're really, really into it. They're like, they'll know all these different strains and the different percentages and all kinds of stuff, right? Maybe you're really, really about that, and you put that out in your music all the time. Like Cottonmouth Kings always did, right? Maybe, and Cottonmouth Kings was real political with their stuff too. They were very instrumental in California getting it legalized, and other people too. I'm not saying it was only them, but they've made a movement out of it. So if that's something you're about, then you need to create that kind of interest-based content as well too. So what I'm trying to say, I kind of went off tangent, but so you need to create music-related video, entertaining and engaging video content. It could be a music video standard thing. It could be something else. But you have that, and then you also have lifestyle stuff where it's about interest, about passion, whatever it is, right? And those combined will help you actually connect on a deeper level with your fans. And it's actually a deeper level than you've ever been able to connect. Before the internet, during the CD era, the golden era that everybody always talks about, right? Talk about how all social media and streaming and downloads, MP3s, everything like that, it killed the music industry. No, it didn't. Because the only time we ever got to see those artists that we listened to on CD was if we went to a live show and then they're performing. You had to pay extra money just to have a VIP, and they would usually be just so jaded out of their mind because they just got off a stage that they wouldn't really be worth talking to most of the time, right? Or you see them on like MTV Cribs or Lifestyles or something like that, right? Or, Behind the Music. You would see stuff like that. But now with the internet, you can talk to them and they can talk back to you directly. Okay? You can do that with the people you like. And so as an independent artist yourself, you can do that with your fans. And that is what makes a music artist because you actually want to connect. And you actually take pride in connecting with people like you, because when you make music straight from deep within inside you, it's going to hit with people that feel the same way about whatever it is, and they're going to connect on a deep level because they're going to be like, yes, I feel the same way about whatever it is. And see, that's a musical artist. Scam artists don't do that. What do scam artists do? Well, for one, like I said at the beginning, they're always saying out now, buy now, stream now, support. All those things. And so you may be a musical artist. You may be like, yeah, Harkos, you just told me everything that I just was. But then you may be like, well, hold on, Harkos. I do say I got brand new music out now in my posts and stuff like that. Stop. Okay? I'm not saying just because you say that you're a scam artist, but it's a scam type of tactic. Because let me back it up right quick. I just said it's all about building a real connection, right? So what kind of a connection does new music out now build? Nothing. At all. It's basically like Chevrolet saying, we got a new model of the 2025 blah, blah, blah out now. Come check it out. That's what you're saying. You sound like a car salesman or any kind of salesman. And yes, there's a sales element to being able to start monetizing your musical career so that you can live that musician lifestyle where you're creating great music, entertaining and engaging with your fans, and living the life that you want to, where you're not working these crummy 9-to-5 or multiple part-time jobs, but you're able to make a good living off of your music and just entertain your fans, make great music, and spend the rest of your time with your friends and your family. That's what I'm all about helping independent artists do. But again, telling people that your music's out now doesn't mean anything. Telling them to buy now definitely doesn't. And of course, stream now is basically the same. And then support, like I just said, is guilt tripping people. So you're either trying to pressure people into supporting you financially, or you're trying to guilt people into supporting you financially, instead of entertaining them and having them want to support you financially. See, that's the difference right there. See, you have to actually get people to basically beg you to give you money. And see, if you have a music business system, you'll have all the places already set up to where they can donate to you, where they can buy your music, buy your merchandise, join your insider program, anything like that. You got to have that music business system, though. And I'll get to that here in a second. But another thing that scam artists will do, they'll say is the system is rigged, right? I said that a second ago, and you're probably like, well, yeah, I've heard people say that all the time. See, the difference between a scam artist and a musical artist is a musical artist will say, hey, I think the system's rigged. I feel like the system's rigged. Let me figure out how to win in the face of all of it. So that's what I'm all about. Because there's a lot of systems that are rigged, okay? Very wealthy and powerful people rig all kinds of systems to keep their competition at bay. That's what monopolies are all about. That's what, insider trading is all about. Their corruption, all kinds of stuff, right? But I'm all about trying to figure out how to win in the face of all that. Because, see, as an independent artist, you don't have to be the next Drake or Madonna or Beyonce or, Metallica or whoever, in your genre is the biggest, that you like, oh, they're at the top of the mountain, right? You don't have to get to their level if you don't want to. If you just want to make a couple $100,000 a year, make music, do shows, interact with your fans, and live a good life, you can do that. You have to build for it. You have to have that music business system in place, and then you have to entertain and engage your fans. And over time, repetition with a solid structure, you can do it. But see, that is you overcoming the system being rigged, you acknowledging it is rigged, but you figuring out a way to win in the face of all of it. To literally give the middle finger to those rigging it and say, hey, look, I succeeded in the face of you. You didn't stop me. See, I'm all about that mentality. If you couldn't tell by the passion that I'm putting behind what I just said. But see, scam artists will say the system's rigged. And then they will rig the system by using stream teams or using bot farms or using, those spam DM links with no preface, right? They'll just go through their DM and start sending a link to everybody in there. Or they'll create a group chat with like a bunch with all their followers or something like that, and they just start sending links out randomly throughout the day. No context whatsoever. And if they do have context, it'll be like out now, buy now, stream now, support type stuff. Okay? It won't be like, hey guys, I got a new song, blah, 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 in case you didn't hear it, yada, yada. Like actually trying to build something. But even that is kind of weak. But see, the most important thing that scam artists do that separates them from musical artists is that scam artists don't connect with their fans at all. See, if someone comments on a scam artist post saying, oh, I like that track, the scam artist will reply with an emoji or a link. They won't actually have real communication with that fan who took the time out of their day to not only see the content, who not only enjoyed the content, but also took the time to type a message about how much they liked it. And then you're going to go and essentially give them the middle finger by just hitting them with a fire emoji or a thumbs up or a fist, or say, hey, appreciate that, here's the link. That's weak. See, you need to be able to communicate with your fans. And so a musical artist, when somebody comments on a post and says, hey, I really, really like this song, it connected with me, yada, 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 whatever they want to say, right? You come back and you have a genuine conversation. You're like, oh, I appreciate you checking that and liking it. What part did you like? What about it did you like? Like, how did it hit you? Something like that, right? In your own language, you'll want to ask them a fact-finding question to figure out what about it they like so much. And then go back and forth with them for a few threads. You ain't got to sit there and get to know this person and become pen pals or nothing like that. You might end up being good friends. You might have a lot in common. Because again, if you're making that music that's straight from within inside you, you're going to connect with people that are most like you. And so you're going to be able to build a fandom of a bunch of people who in general are like you at some degree. And so you could sit down with 10 or 20 of them, maybe not 20, but you could sit down with about 10 of them or something like that and have a good old time at like a dinner or like a small little nook at a bar or something like that. Or whatever your situation is, out at a park or something like that. You could sit down with about 10 of your fans on average and have a decent time if you actually connect with them properly. And see, that's what the difference is between a scam artist and a musical artist, is that connection. And that's why you have to create the entertaining and engaging musical related video content. It has to be video. As I say all the time on the Wednesday night live stream, if you don't have a video for every single song you put out, you are wasting your time. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your effort, and you're not going to get anywhere. Video is the currency of the day, especially since TikTok came out, like really blew up in 2020, right? Once they came out, it's what's called, like Gary Vee calls it, the TikTokification of social media. Once TikTok came out and really blew, all the other platforms lost a lot of attention to TikTok. And so Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they all were like, oh, man, we just lost all this attention, and the attention is money in the form of ads, right? So like, oh, we just lost all this attention. We need to get it back. So they all created a short form video platform to compete with TikTok. And at first, TikTok was like, 15 to 30 second little clips. And so everybody kind of did the same thing. YouTube had 60 seconds. Facebook and Instagram ended up being like a minute 30. But then TikTok was like, okay, we're going to win. Let's make it 10 minutes. And so then YouTube just bumped theirs up to 3 minutes. And I don't know, maybe Facebook and Instagram, they're doing a lot of changes here. I've just heard from 2025. Maybe they're going to start increasing up to like 3 minutes or something like that as well too with their short form verticals in their reels. But everybody keeps competing with TikTok. And so, where was I going with that? Yeah, it's all about the attention and connecting with your fans. Nah, hold on a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I kind of lost my train of thought right there. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. I apologize. Normally I keep myself on track, but I kind of went off on a tangent. But anyway, it's all about building that real connection. Oh, I know where I was going with that. Sorry. Is that the length of the short form has gotten longer to where you can build a real connection with them in that short period of time. See, that's where I was going with that. Thank you. I had to think for a second. Where was I going with talking about TikTok? But you can actually do that. So again, when you're creating that music-related, entertaining and engaging content, you're going to be able to break it down into shorts, or you can even post the whole thing to all those platforms. When you do your lifestyle-based, you can have longer short-form clips in order to gather the attention of strangers to draw them into your full-length video. And all those platforms I just mentioned, they all have a full-length video option. X has the same thing. You can post video over there in vertical short form or in long form if you want. Now, once you reach a certain size of the video, you got to have the premium. That's $8 a month. Honestly, I got premium over on X. It's not that big of a deal. Your finances are your business though. But they are also working on creating a For You style feed, short form video like all the other platforms. Okay, I mean, things are changing to where you can actually communicate with your fans properly. So when they communicate with you on your posts that you're putting out, you need to have that real connection, because that's how you activate the fan journey. So the fan journey is when you take people from complete strangers to casual followers and listeners, then to fans, and then to super fans. Okay, so strangers, complete strangers, that's what social media is for. You're putting out all this content, this short form content, this long form content. You're putting it out on social media and the streaming platforms as well. You're putting it out there to gather the attention of strangers, and it's all interest based with your descriptions and everything like that, so that they come in and check it out. And then if you're putting out on the regular, you're being genuine, you're creating good content, good music and everything like that, then they're going to become a casual listener or follower. And then as you keep doing it, you're going to grow a deeper connection with them. And as they see that you're a musical artist, not a scam artist, then they're going to build that trust in you to be able to be a fan. And that's when they take that step and they go to your website and activate and hop into your music business system. Okay, so your music business system is hosted on your website, and it's not just your website. Your music business system has your website, and on there you can have your music for sale, your music for free download in exchange for email, your merchandise for sale, your insider program. Maybe even if you do a lot of shows, you got your tickets and stuff like that on there. But then it also, like I said, you got your insider program, and you also have your free downloads in exchange for email address, which is how you get people's emails, and you can have email direct communication, which is where you're going to be able to build that person to a fan and a super fan by communicating with them directly without any distractions on social media. Because see, when you put those posts out on social media, they may see it, they may reply to it, but then when you go and reply, they may see the reply and then get distracted by some other piece of content. However, when you're coming to your fans once a week and speaking directly to them in their email, and they get accustomed to knowing that, hey, I'm going to get an email roughly every week, because sometimes things happen, but you keep it every week as much as you can. You come to your fans every week, and they're like, I'm going to hear from so-and-so every single week. And I know it's going to be genuine because they're not a scam artist, because 95-ish, if not more, % of every email I get from so-and-so is all about the stuff that I'm into that they represent. Whether it's, again, a social issue, whether it's a lifestyle interest or whatever it is, right? When you come into your people with the email direct communication every single week, 95% or more of that email needs to be about what it is you stand for. Hey, did you see what, like if you're a political or a social a person, hey, did you see what happened in the news? Blah, blah, blah happened. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is my thoughts on it. Yada, 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 yada. I made a video about this in long form. I posted it on YouTube in case you didn't see it. Here's the link. And then at the bottom, right after you've had a decent conversation with them in the email, at the very, very bottom, the last couple percent is, hey, my new music's out now. If you want to join the insider program, whatever, you have a pitch down there. That's where you put the pitch. Hey, you want to support, here's where you do it. But again, 95% should be about what it is you're about, right? If whatever your lifestyle is, if it's all about skating, hey man, I went out and tried to do some new trick called blah blah blah, whatever. You're talking about that. You're having a communication with your fans, and then they're able to reply back to you and have that conversation. And then again, if they get on your insider program, in addition to the email direct communication, you're able to go live with video and talk to them about stuff. So if you're into skating, maybe you're at the skate park talking to them one day. Maybe you're at a dispensary talking to them one day if you're all about that kind of thing. Maybe you're at a march, or maybe you're getting ready to do something politically active or something, whatever the situation is, whatever your interests are, whatever you represent in your music, you communicate with your fans. And you can't communicate directly to your fans, like what I just said, if you don't have the music business system set up. And you can't build a real fan base without a music business system. It's impossible, because without a music business system that starts with your website, that's where your home base is your website for you to run this whole system. You can't sell your music, you can't sell your merchandise, you can't sell your tickets, you can't have any kind of insider program if you don't have a website. And the beauty about your website is it's yourname.com or yournamemusic.com. It's very easy. They don't have to go to Facebook and try searching you up with your @ handle. They don't have to go to YouTube and try looking you up, and maybe YouTube has messed up your metadata somehow or something. They don't got to do that. They go to yourname.com, click, and you got all your links to all your socials, all your streaming. Everything about you is right there. They don't have to go anywhere else to find out everything about you. And see, you can have this set up. It doesn't have to be difficult. It for sure doesn't have to be expensive. I just almost cussed. I gotta watch myself. I told y'all. It for sure doesn't have to be expensive. See, over the years, I have been learning all this stuff, what I just told you and plenty more, about marketing, about growing a fan base, about how to put all these things together with a music business system. And I have always been working on a very tight budget. I'm not rich. Okay? Some of y'all probably make more money than I do. Some of y'all make less. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is, I've always been trying to make $1 out of a fraction of a cent. Not making $1 out of 15 cents, like the saying goes. I'm trying to make $1 out of a fraction of a cent. So I was always looking for ways to get stuff, to have stuff working for free, but still work the same, or working as cheap as possible. And so I was able to figure out how to have a complete music business system completely set up and running fully functionally for as low as $25 a year. And so I actually was able to put that into an instructional course that you guys can take advantage of right now at musicmakingsense.pod.com. You go to courses, you'll be able to find the all-in-one music business system program. I got a link directly to it down below in the comments here, or in the description. But you can take this course and you'll have 100% unlimited access to the course. If I have any updates, you'll get those for free. And you'll even have 30 days worth of essentially tech support with me. If you have any questions, you get stuck along the way, you run into an issue, hit me up. I'll be able to help you out. I'll hop on a live video call, or not a live, but I'll hop on a video call with you and walk you through it. That is live, but it's not like a live stream. Or I'll create a video and show you how to do it, send it over to you real quick, or maybe just go back and forth with you in text, depending on what the situation is. But you have 30 days of direct 100% free access to me to help you along the way if you get stuck with anything. And the course is at a very low rate right now, okay? I'm trying to keep it as low as possible. Depending on how inflation goes, will depend on if I need to raise it or not. But as of right now, I'm planning on keeping it right now. It's $100 off. I'm planning on trying to keep that $100 off, which and honestly doesn't make any sense, because if it's $100 off and I'm trying to keep it like that, wouldn't that just be the price? That's irrelevant. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. That's my own mental issues. But what I'm saying is that with your own music business system, and with you learning how to set it up, which I show you in the music business system course, you'll have the skill to set up your own, to operate your own, and not have to pay anybody to do it for you. Because you could get charged $1,000 or more to have somebody build this system for you and then show you how to do it, and then you still may not 100% know everything. You may have to hit them back up to make edits and stuff, and that's going to cost you more money. See, that's why I created the course, so that you can learn how to do it yourself. And then as a bonus, you'll have the skill, so you'll be able to go and sell it as a service to other independent artists and help them get their own music business system. But at the same time, you'll be able to make a few $100 or more, depending on how much you want to charge for it, that can go towards you growing your music. It can go to some more studio time for you, or for you to pay to have somebody help you with your videos. Maybe you want to up your game on some, your video content, so you want to pay somebody to help you edit it. Maybe you just want to take that extra money and spend it on strategic ads. You can use that money for whatever you want. Maybe you just want to go blow it one night. It's completely up to you. You'll have that extra money because you'll have this extra skill that you can then market and help other artists out with. See, I learned how to do all this stuff mostly from trial and error, trying to figure it out myself the hard way, right? Falling asleep. Like, I was working a full-time job, and I would do this, is what they say, the hustler's hours between 1 and 3 a.m., right? Or sometimes people would say like 11 p.m. and 2 a.m., like the hustler's hours. I was doing it then, falling asleep on my desk. My significant other would be like, they work second shift. They'd come to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something. Hey, you fell asleep on your desk again. I have a stiff neck, grumpy the next day at work, because I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out how to, set up a website or set up this system or integrate this or whatever. 100% is from using YouTube and trial and error. You ain't got to do that. In the Music Business System course, I walk you through every single step. In this course, I actually just videotaped myself. I recorded myself building a full website, a full music business system, and integrating all of it. And I show you step by step how to do it. I don't hide nothing. And I even tell you the why we're doing this. And I give you some tips and tricks and principles behind it. And I even go deeper into how to have good email direct communication with your fans. So if you're interested in building your own music business system, or maybe you think you have one and you're like, I'm not sure if I have 100% set up right, go to musicmakingsensepod.com and go to the all-in-one music business system under the courses tab, or click the link down below in the description and go straight to the page, and you can watch a full episode of the course right there for free. You don't have to put an email in, you don't have to put a credit card in, nothing like that. Click the link down below and you can go and watch a full video. This thing is like 20 something minutes. I show you how to set up the merch store step by step, the whole way, start to finish, how to integrate it into your website, everything like that, and how to set it up to where it costs you, again, as low as $25 a year to keep your whole music business system up and running. No paying $30, $40, $50, $60 a month for hosting and for, having your website up or nothing. No, I figured out ways around it. And it's not a scam either. It's 100% widely available, common knowledge. Like, it's right there, open broadcast. Almost every platform has a free edition, and I show you how to use the free editions to maximize your effectiveness with your music business system to keep your costs down, so you can, what money you do get, you can reinvest into growing your fan base. Okay, so again, don't be a scam artist. Don't be out here saying, you all need to support local artists. Don't be guilt tripping people into it. Don't be out here trying to get on bot farms or stream teams with other artists. For those of y'all who don't know what that is, real quick, that's where you and a bunch of other artists all connect. You all put your music on a playlist, and then you all use all the devices you have in your house. You set up a different account with it, right? You use different emails to set up different Spotify accounts or something like that, and then you stream pretty much nonstop to run up the streams for everybody. That's a stream team. That's fake. That's a scam. Don't do that, y'all. Be a real musical artist. create that great music, create that entertaining and engaging content, and draw people into your music business system. Once you get that set up, that's key, to where you can actually build a real fan base and start living that musician lifestyle that you want to. So, if you don't have it set up already, or maybe you're unsure if you got it completely set up with your music business system, click the link down below and get a music business system right now. Start building it. Start your 2025 off right. And start getting your fans right. And I will be here with the next episode. I'm probably going to dive in more to the actual content portion. But we'll see what kind of triggers me, right? So, I will see y'all in the next episode. If y'all need anything, Music Making Sense Podcast for everything. musicmakingsensepod.com for everything about me. Link down below as always. Send me a message at any time. Send me an email if you got any questions. I'll reach back out to you within 24 hours. And I won't just give you a fire emoji. All right? Anyway, see y'all later. Come by the Wednesday night live stream as well too, all right? I'll see y'all later. Have a good one.